is happening, and welcome to another four-wheel drive talk episode. And friends, today we're going to be talking about one of those items that whether you're going camping, off-roading, picnicking, or any other outdoor activity, chances are you're going to need to have a good one in your rig. And I'm referring to, of course, like what the title of this video is suggesting. Table. So we're going to start, we have a whole new video series. And actually, let me take a step back. Earlier this year, we spoke about 2022 with a lot of different new video series coming on the horizon. One of them, because we understand a lot of our audience here are people coming into the camping or overlanding or off-road scene, and well, you're heading out there, you're heading to Amazon or your REIs out there, and you're shopping for new gear to get your kits all set up. But, for example, if you go to Amazon and you type in camping table, just camping table, you're going to come up with over 2,000 results. And I get it. That's a lot of options. And for many of you that not quite sure which is the best table to get, and we've been getting quite a handful of questions with regards to tables. We get a lot of questions on just about anything. But we're talking about tables here. So part of this new video series, we're going to start reviewing different tables, camping tables or overland tables, off-road tables, whatever you want to use it for. And so we're going to approach this very similar to as we do on my on the Photography Talk channel. We have what's called a canvas print shootout. So each year I go out there and I test different canvas prints. And we have a scoring system. So the fun part with this is I'm going to open up these packages, and I'm looking at that big ass box. And this is the one that we're going to be reviewing here today. Isn't that big compared to many tables, and I'm wondering how many of these realistically am I going to be able to do in my studio. I mean, this should get pretty interesting. But anyways, you're going to watch me open up the tables. So this is basically how the videos are going to kind of unravel or work here. I will do the opening box in front of you here, and I'm going to point out some initial things I like, dislike. You may agree, you may not. The idea with this here is so therefore, as I'm going through this, if you go out there and decide, okay, well, I have X amount of money I want to buy, and this table looks pretty good. From what you can watch on these videos here, you're going to have a good idea as far as what your dollar is going to get you, what every dollar that you spend on it is going to get you. So after I do the initial open box, the kind of first impressions and all that other fun stuff, we're going to jump out in the field with it. Like this particular table right here, tomorrow, I'm heading out to Anza with some friends. We're going to be out there for a 3-day little camping trip or expedition. And so I'm going to start testing this particular table out there. And then what will happen is then we'll come back into the studio and we'll finish up the review with final thoughts and a scoring system. Now, the scoring system is going to be 6 categories. And I'm looking at my notes here because I don't have them memorized yet. So we have build quality. We have time to set up. We have value, cost, we have storage, we have stability and confidence. So this one's very particular because stability, how stable it is, and also confidence. So this is going to be kind of a combination of stability and confidence. So confidence meaning, am I going to stick my expensive laptops or computers, or I'm sorry, my camera gear on top of a particular table? How confident do I feel about the stability of it? And then last but not least is weight. Now, each one of these categories will be scored from a 0 being the worst to 5 being the best. And so the best score that you can possibly, or table can possibly get in this particular case is 30. So this could be a lot of fun. So anyway, after we go out and play around with these tables for a little bit, I'm going to come back in the studio, we'll cover the score, and we'll close off from there. This will be a lot of fun. So that said, let's get out to the first table. Now, the first table, I've gotten a lot of questions because it's a very popular one. This is a, let me get around this out here. I thought there was a big picture on it. Okay, this is a Tailgater tire table. This literally just came in the mail about 30 minutes ago, so I am really itching to crack this thing open. I'm just realizing there's no way. I gotta move stuff here because I don't want to knock my laptop to the ground, so let's put this back here. I'll move my phone right there. open this end. Okay, well, they make it easy for you. All right. So, again, we're going to crack this sucker open. Now, this table right here, I'm actually pretty excited about because this, you can, oh, wow, okay, so, okay, all right, so, a lot of stuff fell to the ground here. We'll address that in a minute. Okay, that is it. Packaging is nice. It's pretty illustrative as far as what this thing does. So in a short, or kind of a short description of this thing, this is a table that kind of wraps itself around your tire and has a single leg that you can use for additional stability. And this thing is stinking very light. What the hell is that? Okay, so all right, so I could look at the packaging and it has the dimensions on there, but what fun would that be? So, all right, so the working space on this is 31 inches by 27 and a half. So, let's see what the hell this is on here. Okay, this is good. So many of you know I went to school as a commercial airline pilot, and so this is absolutely comedy. Remove before flight. So I suspect you're going to put this somewhere in clear sight. When you have this thing on your vehicle, you're going to put this in clear sight. I'm guessing maybe on your steering wheel or your door handle or something. So therefore, you don't go hauling ass off with this thing still strapped to your tire, because I don't suspect that will be a good thing. Actually, which reminds me of a funny story years ago. I'll share this brief story, and many of you may be able to relate to this. This is going back 20 years ago. My first trip to Havasu. I had picked up a boat just for the event, and during the day we had parked the truck out in the middle of a field with the trailer, and we kind of strapped our tent to the trailer so it wouldn't get blown away. Well, after a long day out in Havasu, I needed to go grab the boat out of the water, so I went and grabbed the truck. Not paying attention, remembering that I had the tent tied to or strapped down to the boat trailer, and I go hauling ass out of there down to the water. In the meantime, I see people waving like this, and yeah, I thought they were digging my music. I'm like, yeah, until I noticed in the back, the tent's going like this. Now, mind you, I had a barbecue, I had a cooler, which the ice was now melted and so forth, my clothes in there, everything was a absolute mess. Needless to say, I had to sleep in the boat that evening because the tent, all the food, everything was just absolutely trash. But anyways, back to this. And actually, let's see what else is in here. So this is, I'm guessing this is a cover for this thing. Oh, very nice. Okay, so this is, okay, so cool. This is coming with a big ass bag to put this in for storage, or for transporting. Actually, super cool. Okay, so I can tell you right now, one of the first things that I'm noticing about this table is it is extremely light. Now, I haven't read the directions on this, but I'm going to guess, because you have, okay, so here we go. So these little legs right here, I know this because I looked at the picture before, so I know how these things work. Okay, so this is going to go into, okay, so this is going to go into, all right. So you have these little press pins right here. And I remember seeing this rests up against the wheel, and there's a little gritty part right here, so I'm guessing that has to be up against the wheel because that's going to give it kind of a friction fit. Okay, look at this. I'm telling you, college is paying off. Okay, there's a center leg right here, which, let's see, is that? Okay, let's see. So, let's see, that goes, oh, there we go. There's another one of those little pin things that I was missing up there. Okay, so this part is what's going to pop itself on the wheel if you need it. And let's see here. So I can see we have, there's a nut here and a nut here. Now, truth be told, is I did watch a video on this, and I'm pretty sure it's easier for me to lean down while I'm doing this here. So I'm pretty sure, which I will verify afterwards, because honestly I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to flip this around, and if I'm incorrect, yep, that's it, because there's that gritty part right here as well. So I'm pretty sure you flap that around, so therefore that part is going down the wheel. Again, if I'm incorrect with that, I will put a little thing on the screen saying I was wrong and don't pay attention to what I'm doing here. But anyways, and then what you do here with this here is you cinch this up against the wheel, and then again you have these little nuts right in the inside of this here. You're going to tighten that down on both sides, and boom. And again, there's a center column here that you can either extend down or you can kind of lean it into the wheel. So the fun part with a table like this is you're going to be able to be level pretty much however you have, regardless how you have your vehicle, this thing's going to be level. This is pretty darn cool, and it is lightweight. I'm excited about this here because, again, the cool part with this will go on my trailer, and I can use this for the trips where I'm just heading out with the truck. So, and as you saw there, when it was compact, it doesn't take up, much space at all. So this is really, really slick. So now, as I shared with you a moment ago, what's going to happen here is we're going to cut the video. And the next part is you're going to see me out in the field testing this. And then ultimately, as I shared with you a moment ago, we're going to come back here in the studio and we're going to finish up with the final scoring system of this particular table.
All right, now we're going to mount the Tailgater tire table. And in terms of camping tables, this is one of the more simplistic tables that I've tested in terms of getting it set up. Now, the one thing I'm not showing here, there's actually a nice carrying case, and I didn't bring that with me today, but there's a nice case that you're going to have this kind of stored away in. Now, guys, this is a 35-inch Nitto Trail Grappler tire, and I share that with you because it's a big, beefy tire. This is the smaller of the tire tables, and so this thing, you know, every time I pick this thing up, I'm floored with how light this thing is. I think it's like 6 or 8 pounds. It's ridiculously light. So, anyway, now when this thing comes to you, these little, let me spin it back around here. These little knobs right here are going to be mounted on the inside. Now, you can put the table up with them, and they're just kind of reaching up and under to tighten them up. So if having these on the outside is bothersome for you, keep them on the inside. It's just you've got to reach in and kind of tighten them up, as you'll see in a moment. Otherwise, I found it easy just to remove them on the outside. Now, one thing that you'll want to do when you're setting this up, because when this comes out of the box, this is going to be facing upwards. I think it's just smaller for a shipping standpoint. You want to flip this upside down. You'll notice right on the center here, there's a kind of a grippy surface there. By pointing this towards the ground, that's going to give maximum, or basically give this table much more meat to hold onto the tire. Next, you'll notice your legs are right on the top here. Just simply press the little button, pop it out. Now, as before, I pointed out the little grippy surface. Now, if you've used your table a few times, you might get your legs a little bit mixed up. Make sure, because you'll see on the top of each side here, there's a little square that you pop this in. Make sure you have that gritty surface that is facing upwards, because that's where you want the tire to be able to grip. Simply press the little button there, pop it in, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now we are ready to put this up on here. The easiest way of going about this is I like to go from the side, open up this hole big enough to fit your tire in, and it's a matter of swinging it up on top. What I will generally do is I will lean up against it like this, snug it in like this, and when I'm saying snug it, I'm pulling this, creating a tighter fit between the tire and the back, and I'm going to tighten my little wing nut on this side. I'm going to do the same over here. I'm pulling in a little bit, and tightening. So now you can see this thing is pretty sturdy as it is, but you have a center leg down here. Now there's a couple things that you can do. This thing extends down and it's not tight right now. So you can either A, plant it down like this, and boom, you're good to go. Or alternatively, you can, because there's a little plastic grommet at the end of this thing here, so you can actually extend that, make sure you're level, and tighten it up, push it up against the wheel. So now you have nothing obstructing down below. And that is as simple as it is. So in terms of deploying this table, this is really a game changer for me. It's one of those very small, simplistic tables that can store away just about anywhere. I have the large one that is in the back of the turtleback right now, and the small one stays with the truck itself. So, and this is good for like 50 pounds. And there you go, folks. That is as simple as it is to set one of these things up.
All right, well, the Tailgater tire table walkthrough and demonstration all done. Let's take a look at the scorecard. Well, there you go, folks. That is the scorecard in my review of the Tailgater tire table. Now, I've already ordered and have the next table that is down in my garage as we speak. So again, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we're going to be reviewing and kind of tackling a handful of tables that we see come across quite often in terms of popularity or questions off of Amazon, and we're going to crack them open here in front of you. I'll get out there, beat the hell out of them for a week or two, or in this case, this is actually 3 weeks that I've been testing out this particular table. And so these, unlike some of the other shoot-offs that we've done before, because there's actual testing, out in the field testing, the turnaround with these is going to be a little bit longer, but something tells me getting an actual trial by fire review is it could be a little bit more valuable for you folks. And so, and it gives us an opportunity to see if we can get these things to fail. So that being the case, stay tuned for the next table review, which should be coming around the corner. Well, it's that time of the video where I'm going to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff. So if you found some value with this video, do us a favor, hit that like button down below. If you're currently not subscribed to the channel, friend, what are you waiting for? We'd love to have you part of the family. And last but not least, smash that bell. So therefore, every time that we come out with a video just like this, you're going to be receiving a notification from our friends over at YouTube. That being the case, friends, I'm going to be jumping out of my studio. You get out there, stay healthy, and find your adventure.